Okay, Sherwin-Williams, we need to have a talk because I think it's important that you make it very clear to your customers that this is not paint, that these sample size paints are not actually paint, because I didn't know it and I feel like nobody else knows this except for maybe professional painters. But if you're a homeowner and not a professional painter and you paint, tell me if you knew that this was not paint, because I did not know that. And I learned that because 4 months ago I painted a handrail, banisters, and some trim with this stuff. I didn't buy a gallon because I didn't need a gallon. But 4 months later, it's still sticky, and so sticky that it's getting imprinted from anything even like remotely rigid that leans on it. Even a paper towel made an imprint on this paint surface. So I called Sherwin-Williams and they didn't have any answers. They forwarded me to my local person. And so my local person was like, okay, so what color paint are we talking about here? And I told him the color, Urbane Bronze. And he said, I don't see that you purchased a gallon. I see that you only got the sample. And I said, yeah, I only got the sample because that's the only size that I needed. I did not need a gallon. And he said, oh, well, that's your problem. That's not paint. I said, come again? That's not paint? You're telling me that the paint in this is not paint, and nobody told me that it was not paint at any point when I ever bought one of these? And he said, no, it actually says it on the thing. And I'm looking at the thing and it says, color snap, deep base, must be tinted, urbane bronze, quart sample, tinted color, non-returnable, all that shit. And I'm like, this sounds a lot like a paint label. It even says architectural latex on it, which I'm pretty sure is the product name for your latex paint. So how is this not paint? And he said, ma'am, if you look to the side of the label in the very fine print, but in bold, you'll see what it says there. And I turned over and I looked and I said, oh, well, I can't read that. It's mostly covered by a label. And he said, well, it says these are for samples only. They must be top coated. That is the only piece of evidence, the only little inkling that this is not paint, is that it must have a top coat. And he told me that this is actually primer. It is a color primer. It is not paint. And I told the guy that Sherwin-Williams needs to do something more than put tiny print on the side. They need to inform people that that is not paint and it will never cure hard, because